The women's college basketball world has seen drama, but nothing compares to the storm that erupted when MiLaysia Fulwiley, the human highlight reel, the most electrifying guard of her generation, walked out of South Carolina and into the arms of Kim Mulkey at LSU. And when the dust settled, all eyes turned to one person, Dawn Staley. Fans weren't just surprised, they were furious. Social media ignited like gasoline meeting fire. Comment sections flooded with accusations, disbelief, and heartbreak. How could South Carolina's iconic leader, the coach who turns guards into legends, allow one of the purest hoop talents in America to slip away? But behind the emotion, behind the outrage, behind the memes and meltdown, lies a story. A complicated one. A shocking one. And one that no one expected. To understand why fans erupted, you have to understand what MiLaysia Fulwiley represented. She wasn't just another recruit. She was a generational playmaker. A magician with the ball. A hometown hero. A player who brought a different energy to Columbia, flair, creativity, and a Showtime style the sport rarely sees. Her freshman flashes looked like something out of a video game, crossovers that left defenders skating, full-court speed bursts, impossible finishes, no-look passes like street ball artistry. Fans didn't just see a player. They saw a future face of the program. So when the news broke that she was entering the transfer portal, Gamecock Nation felt betrayed. They felt blindsided. And for many, only one explanation made sense: Dawn Staley let her walk. Rumors exploded instantly. Did the two clash behind the scenes? Was there tension about playing time? Did Dawn fail to give Fulwiley the freedom she needed? Or did someone else, maybe LSU, pull the strings from the shadows? Before the truth came out, fans demanded answers. Why would Dawn let generational talent slip away? How do you lose a player like Fulwiley? What went wrong behind closed doors? And yet, the truth isn't as simple as a feud or a coaching failure. In fact, insiders say what happened next shocked even the most plugged-in Gamecock followers. The real story begins months before the transfer, during practices where Fulwiley's explosiveness sometimes clashed with South Carolina's structured system. Dawn's championship-built program thrives on discipline, roles, sacrifice, and defensive intensity. Meanwhile, Fulwiley thrived in chaos, fast breaks, isolation magic, improvisation. Dawn had no issue with creativity. She loves creative guards. But she needed control. She needed consistency. And sometimes, that created friction. Not anger. Not conflict. But an unspoken tension between what Fulwiley wanted and what the system required. Still, Dawn tried everything: private conversations, film sessions, moments of mentorship meant to guide her star guard into becoming a complete player. And Fulwiley responded. She showed flashes of brilliance that made coaches whisper, if she stays, she'll be unstoppable. But in the background, Fulwiley's camp began questioning whether she was being showcased the way she deserved. Whether her flashy style was being suppressed. Whether she needed a system that let her be. MiLaysia. That's when whispers about LSU began. Kim Mulkey, the queen of NIL, the master recruiter, the architect of basketball chaos, saw opportunity. Mulkey didn't just want Fulwiley. She envisioned her as the centerpiece of a wild, high-flying offense. A roster built around swagger and speed. The perfect stage for a Showtime guard to explode. And as LSU circled, Dawn Staley faced a decision no coach ever wants to confront: fight to keep a star who isn't fully bought in, or let her walk into a system better suited for her growth. When reporters asked Dawn about the transfer, her answer shocked fans. She didn't sound angry. She didn't sound betrayed. She supported Fulwiley's decision. That calm response drove fans crazy. They wanted fire. They wanted frustration. Instead, Dawn sounded like someone who accepted a bigger truth. And that truth is this: Dawn Staley didn't let her walk. She respected her journey. She knew that forcing a player to stay in a system they're not aligned with does more damage than good. 20. Behind the scenes, Dawn reportedly told Fulwiley, "Go somewhere you can be you." It wasn't weakness. It wasn't indifference. It was mentorship, the kind basketball rarely sees anymore. But here's the twist, fans weren't wrong to be emotional. Fulwiley was their superstar. Their spark. Their future. Seeing her at LSU jerseys, LSU Media Day, LSU hype videos felt like betrayal, not from Fulwiley, but from the universe. Yet even with the drama, Dawn knew something fans didn't. South Carolina already had its next era loading. A powerhouse recruiting class. Transfer talent ready to explode. And a locker room built on unity. She didn't lose control. She made space. Space for players who were fully committed to the system. Space for new stars to rise. Space for the team to evolve without tension. And ironically, Fulwiley's move might end up benefiting both programs. South Carolina strengthens its identity. LSU gets a superstar built for their pace. The sport wins. The fans win. And Fulwiley wins. After the dust settled, something else happened, something unexpected. Dawn's calm response earned her respect. Even angry fans admitted she handled it like a leader. Meanwhile, Fulwiley flourished. Her freedom increased. Her highlights went viral. She became the face of LSU's new era. And the rivalry between the two programs intensified like never before. It created a storyline the sport desperately needed: Dawn Staley versus Kim Mulkey. Structure versus chaos. System versus swagger. Defense versus highlight culture. And Fulwiley, caught in the middle, became the spark that reignited the SEC arms race, a move that changed the entire trajectory of women's basketball. Fans may have erupted. They may have felt abandoned. But as the season unfolds, the truth becomes more clear: Dawn Staley didn't lose a player. She launched one. And she strengthened her own program in the process. The shock wasn't that Fulwiley left. The real shock was how Dawn Staley handled it, with grace, strategy, and vision. And as the rivalry reaches new heights, one thing is certain: the basketball world will never forget this transfer, and neither will the fans who lived through the chaos.